Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Our camper and our vehicle, and we're out here in the woods. Just left pavement, and we are out in the Ozark, part of the Ozark National Forest, a little different part from where we're usually at. We're up in the Sylamore Creek area. Blanchard Springs is nearby. Blanchard Springs Caverns, really cool. I've been in there a couple times and done the tours. I think they're closed right now, but from the COVID and everything still. But neat area. The caverns are really cool. But we're out here in this area, Sylamore Creek area, in this little portion of the Ozark National Forest. I've not explored this ever, so it's new territory for us. I have no idea what is out here, period. I've driven through the highway through here like one time, been to Blanchard Springs, that's it. So we're gonna just explore this weekend. We're gonna try to find a campsite for tonight and explore and see what we find. We have no idea. We're just out here to explore and see what's here. Just stopped off for a minute down here. This is the Bark Shed recreation area. Up here on the hill, there's some camping spots. It's $5 to camp. There's nobody here, so I don't know. We may end up camping here. Seems like the mosquitoes are a little bad. This water's pretty low right now. I'm sure it's usually higher than this, but it's really pretty. It feels a lot like the Buffalo, probably because we're basically just east of the Buffalo National River area. Kind of to our north and east is the White River, north and west is the Buffalo River, and it's where the Buffalo River runs into the White River. So it's the terrain and rock and everything feels like the Buffalo National River area versus further south into the Ozark National Forest, like around Big Piney and the Bayou and Mulberry and stuff. Just a different, it's different. But we're gonna look around here a little bit. There's an old bridge over here. I think it says it's closed, so I think it's a closed road, but I'm gonna go look at the bridge because it looks kind of neat. But yeah, we're gonna look around and see what we can find. This area is pretty cool. It's different, very different from what we're used to. The rocks here are different. Like, look at that skipping rock. The rocks skip really good here. The rocks are lighter. They're more porous, have more air pockets in them, but they're just different from what I'm used to down in the lower part of the Ozarks. So really, really neat, really pretty. The color of the rocks is different. It's lighter. The water looks super, super clear. Partially just because there's more light reflecting off of the light colored rocks on the bottom. So it's really cool. I love seeing new stuff, and this is just kind of new territory for us, new places. So we're kind of getting to see some different things from what we usually see. See if I can skip this perfect rock. So across this old bridge is North Sylamore Creek Trail. Might have to come hike that someday. Not on this trip, But one of these days, it's always nice to find more hiking destinations. Look at this old bridge. The creek. It's really a neat area. But I think we're gonna load up and go on down the road and see what else we find. We might come back to camp here. We might find somewhere else even better. Look at that. So cool. So we stopped off at this random little mode kind of camp spot. There's an old sign here and some sort of looks like an old loading dock or something. Kind of weird, don't know what it is. No sign saying anything, there's nothing marked on the map, but it is a camp spot, so we'll drop a pin on it. We're dropping pins and marking campsites through here, and if you want to see our route and some of the campsites, you can go follow us on Patreon and we'll put the GPX files in there. So, but yeah, we'll mark this one because it's a little bit tempting to stop here. Lots of room for the kids to run around. It's been mowed, kind of neat, but we'll probably go on because we're just exploring. We've gone on down the road a little ways and now we're at Gunner Pool Recreation Area. This is Gunner Pool. It kind of looks nasty, which is probably partially because it's been so dry. There's just not water in the creeks. But it's still kind of interesting. I don't know. We might camp here. We might go on. I think there's some other people camped here. And we tend to be antisocial. And we like to look for free camping, but still interesting because we've never been here. So we'll look around a little bit. Gone through all of the Gunner Pool Recreation Area campground, which is, it's not bad. It's a nice little area. It's $10 for a night, so we're not going to stay here because we don't want to pay for it. And there's several people here, but it's not bad. It's an interesting spot. But I think we're going to go on down the road somewhere and see where we can find a free camping spot. So we're going to keep exploring. So we've been driving for a little while and we found a spot here. I don't know if we're gonna stay here or not, but it's like 7 o'clock. The kids are hungry, we haven't had dinner. So we're gonna at least eat some dinner and see if we wanna keep going on, if we're just gonna stay here. There's a little bit of firewood and a fire ring, so we might just hang out here for the night. I don't know, we'll see. Well, I think we're just gonna stay here and cook up. Gideon's cooking today. What are you cooking, Giddy? He's not actually cooking, but we're gonna have some macaroni and cheese, throw some hot dogs in it. Nice and simple. Kids like it. I like it. I think Sarah likes it. We all like it for the most part. So we're just gonna stay here. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. I'm hearing some thunder rumbling off in the distance. So we're just gonna buckle down here, eat some dinner. I'm gonna try to get a fire started if I can split some of these logs that we're laying here. And we'll see what happens. So we're gonna get some dinner and split some wood. Right there. Should have brought the splitting maul. This is gonna be a tough one.
After we eat, I think, yeah, rain is soon getting close. There are dark clouds overhead. I just looked.
Full of ants.
And they're moving. I hate ants. And those branches are waving wildly. Oh yeah, there is going to be a storm.
All right. Well, we're packed in the camper here.
Yep.
Because as you can probably hear, it's raining. So we're about to eat some dinner. Sarah's finishing up. You can kind of get under the back and stay somewhat dry if it's not too windy, but I didn't feel like setting up our big canopy, so we're just going to eat in here and then probably go to bed.
He thought it rained. Is it raining at Nathan and David's house?
Probably.
Yeah.
It was like pancakes. Until I'd be lazy. I didn't make anything today. Also didn't have time. Whoops.
No, 10.
I don't like it, dude.
That's 10. That's 10. This, Mommy's outside the 10. That's, you're in the 10. I can't get up. They don't have my shoes.
Good morning, everybody. Sarah's cooking up some pancakes over here. It's starting to rain on us again, so that's nice. It hadn't been raining all morning till we got up, so slept pretty good. Eliezer's teething a little bit, the littlest one, so he was a little cranky to begin with, but he eventually fell asleep. So we're gonna have some pancakes and make some coffee, and then we're probably just gonna move on down the road. The agenda today is just to explore this area and see what we can see. So I'm gonna hop on Gaia and look at some of the roads and some of the areas. There's a couple I already know I want to go down and just kind of figure out generally what direction we want to go today, and we're just gonna chill, relax, and explore, see what we find. Well, it started raining on us even more, so we went ahead and threw up the canopy. We'll have to put it up wet in a little bit, but chowing down on some pancakes, still making more, and I think we're gonna make some coffee. We usually get no sponsor or anything, but this is local to us, Piney Bay Coffee. They're in Clarksville, so if you're ever in Clarksville, you can get whole bean or they'll grind it fresh for you. And this is from Guatemala. They've got Brazil, several others. I really like it. I'm not a coffee snob by any means, but I do like their coffee. And we'll probably make some hot chocolate for the kids with our homemade hot chocolate mix. Just trying to stay dry. Well, it's a good thing I put the canopy up. It is raining and raining. We got all the dishes done. It just keeps raining harder and harder. Seems like everything is soaking wet. But that's all right. Breakfast is done. Dishes are done. We're going to try to get packed up and hit the road and enjoy the rainy weather. We're trying to pack up, but it just keeps raining harder and harder and harder. As soon as we pack in the rain, it'll stop raining. Well, all packed up, and I am soaking wet. I've never been a raincoat kind of guy, but I'm thinking right now I should probably invest in a good raincoat. We're gonna hit the road and enjoy the day.
But I would try it. At least 3 on each. He's right down there looking at us. Well, maybe.
We just saw a whole bunch of wood ducks in a pond here. Right when we stopped, a hawk dropped out of the tree and flew away from him. So he was probably about to get a little lunch. We saw a nice buck a little ago, looked like an 8-point. Ran across the road, ran down the road in front of us, and then stopped just off the road and got to look at him a little bit. But just seeing the wildlife and exploring out here.
Hey, let's go over there, bud. You see those horses? They're gonna be out your window, Caleb. That one appears to be a boy. No, we haven't seen rabbits.
We've driven a long ways down this road and we're on top of a knob. We're hoping that there would be a view out here, but there's a parking kind of area, a little bit of a campsite. There's a fire ring, but there's no view. I think there used to be a fire watch tower up here. I see a concrete block over here and part of a structure over there. So I may look around a little bit, but there's definitely no view, which is unfortunate because all down here is the Buffalo River Valley. So if there was a view here, it would be pretty incredible. So I don't know, used to be some sort of structure over there, probably used to be a little house type thing or something for someone to live at out here, but right here is the 4 corners of what used to be a fire watch tower, which would have been able to see a huge area from here. So that's what used to be here, it's just not now. I wish a lot of these fire towers were still here or rebuilt and you could actually go up and see, because there'd be some amazing views if there were actually towers at some of these locations. So I think we're gonna probably make some sandwiches and have a quick lunch here and then head on back down the road and see what else we can find interesting. And I think there's some trails that go out from here, but I'm not sure. I'll have to study up on those and see what actually is out here. We've stopped off here basically in the middle of the road for a few minutes. We'll make some, Sarah's gonna throw together some sandwiches. I'm gonna walk down this road a little ways and see what this is a shortcut, but I'm not sure it's a feasible shortcut for us. So I'm gonna walk down here and look at it while Sarah throws some sandwiches together. Found a little turtle buddy on the road. This is the road. I don't know if you could tell on camera, but it's pretty sketchy. If we didn't have the trailer, I wouldn't be bothered running this at all. I'm gonna look at it and think about it a little bit more if I consider bringing the trailer down this. Most of it's okay, but there's definitely some spots that are 100% pushing the limits of what that trailer can do or I want to do with it. So I'm gonna look it over a little bit more, head back to the top and make a decision. Well, as awesome as the footage would be of us sliding down this, I don't think it's a good idea. Not with the tires we've got right now and just the steepness. Just not a safe choice. It would be fun. And I think we could do it. Well, I know we could do it. It'd just be pushing the limits of what is safe. So I'm gonna call it a no. And we're just gonna go back out the way we came in. Gotta walk all the way back up this hill.
You need more?
I made it back to the top and Sarah had a sandwich made for me, so I got peanut butter and jelly now. I'll be back and good to go in no time. And we'll continue down this road instead of that road. And maybe we won't die this way. Well, I'm getting the tires aired back up. We're back out to pavement, and I think we're going to be on pavement for a little while. Still deciding on what route. We're just out here exploring. May not be the most exciting video for you guys, but we're just out here checking out new territory and enjoying the scenery. So I think we're going to head back south. We've been talking about maybe going over and running part of the Ozark Overland Adventure Trail, part of day one. It's a really neat route. I've run it before. Sarah hasn't been on it, but I don't know if we're gonna go that way. We may stay up in this area and explore some more. I don't know, we'll see. I do know I gotta get some new tires before long. I've been running Toyo AT2s for several years now. This set's been great, really good tires, but we're getting pretty low on tread. I really need to get tires, but I need to get 8 new tires, so that's expensive, but it's gonna have to happen soon. I feel like I just aired up, but I've aired back down. We hit the dirt road again, and it's just 50 PSI versus 20, 25 PSI on even a good dirt road is a big difference. So we're aired back down, and we're gonna go explore some more. And thanks to ARB, hooking us up with this stuff. They didn't hook us up, I bought it, but whatever. So this area is kind of interesting because the roads tend to just ride up on top of the ridges, and you just bounce all the way across the top of the hills, and then there's all these little dead-end offshoots that for the most part don't really go anywhere. We've been down a few of them, but not a lot. It's such a pain to go down a dead-end road, and then you get down there and it just stops in the woods, and then we got to back all the way out. But we've dropped way down from where we're at, up on top of the hill, down to a creek. We just crossed a creek. It's all dry, and just pulled into this campsite, which is huge. There is a ton of space here, and there's a lot of horse tracks. It looks like in this area there's a lot of horse riding. There's actually a horse camp down the road we went by. Yeah, I'd say people are pulling their horse trailers down in here and setting up. Probably deer camp too, but yeah, somebody's been out here. So this is a neat spot. We'll drop a pin on this so We remember where it's at. Lots of room here. I mean, you could park a lot of rigs in this spot. A lot of rigs. There's lots of space. So we'll keep on going on down the road though. Here's pretty. Not much to it, but there is a creek. We'll see if we can find any more cool stuff on the creek. We've aired up yet again. We just hit the end of the dirt road right there. Stopped off at this cemetery. So we're gonna head on back down to Marshall, fill up on gas, and then decide if we're gonna go straight home or if we're gonna take a scenic route home. So we shall see. Well, everybody, we made it back home. All wrapped up with that trip. Probably wasn't the most exciting one, but that's just how they go sometimes. Sometimes they're not as exciting as other times, but we still had fun. Got to see some new territory for us, which was pretty cool. And there's lots of things that we can't show, like some of the views and stuff out there. They're through the woods. You can't show them on the camera. The camera doesn't capture them. So it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. It was actually a completely unplanned trip. We had a completely different plan this weekend. We were not going out into the Ozarks at all. We were actually going to go to Tennessee to go pick something up. Turns out it wasn't in stock there, so we ordered it. A little part that's coming in for the camper. So stay tuned and see what that's going to be soon. Hopefully it'll be here in a week or so, and we'll get it installed. So come back for that. But for now, thanks for watching. We'll see you then.